Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Visionary Circle podcast. It's me and my lovely co-host, Mr. Sergio. And today is a very, very special day because we're diving into a side of everyone's life that often gets neglected. And a lot of people tend to have a lot of confidence in this world just because it's an everyday thing. You've done it since you were born. You do it every single day, but you might know nothing about it. And it's one of the most crucial aspects to a healthy spirit, to energy, to balanced weight. So today we have a guest that's going to take us down the rabbit hole of that world in a fun and exciting way because she's very charismatic. With us today is holistic nutritionist Kristi.
Woo! Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. So guys, this episode is 2-in-1. It's going to be comedic and exciting because she's so charismatic, but also educational.
Very educational.
Yes, I do have some education.
Yeah. I do want to say before we start, Kristi is one of a handful of people that helped me get my life back. And that's without an exaggeration. And I don't want to go, and I know you just said fun and comedic and stuff, but I am going to bring the energy down a little by saying that there was, for the first time in my life, and it's a very sensitive topic, I contemplated suicide, right? For the first time ever in my life, and I was scared. And it wasn't until I met Kristi and very few others that helped me get my life back on track. And I'm very excited to have you here, Kristi, because it means the world to me that you're here. And I always wanted a platform to showcase the people that helped me and to be able to share with the world. And I do believe God brought Leo into my life so that I could have a platform like this and now have you sitting right here. It's a very special day for me.
Thank you. Thank you for just bearing your soul and being so vulnerable about that. It's not an easy thing to, say out loud.
Especially as a man, like a lot of the whole machismo thing is what I think kills a lot of guys because they're not open about what they're feeling or what they're going through and they're afraid to say it out loud. Whereas with me, I would tell literally everybody. I would tell strangers what I was dealing with because you never know who might have an answer to your problem.
Right.
And when I brought that up to one of your previous clients, Jeff, we were doing a photo shoot. He's one of our photographers. And I told him what was going on. And he mentioned how you helped them. I don't want to say too much, but help them be able to have children.
Yeah.
And he gave me your number. I almost immediately reached out to you. And it's been a journey.
Awesome. Well, it's been awesome ever since.
Yeah, it has
There's been ups and downs. It's not always just that, awesomeness uphill.
Right,
but I think I'm so proud of you because one of the hardest parts of even going through a journey like this is to stick with it and stay committed. That's, oftentimes my job is to be a cheerleader and say, I know it really sucks, but just keep going. I promise you. Right. It will be okay.
Yeah. And before we dive deep into like my whole journey with that, let's get into like describing what you do and how you got into it.
Really boy.
To know any of that. Do you have anything?
Yes. First of all, bro, thank you for sharing that, bro. I love you so much. And it hurts me to hear all that. But I love that, life has this, as far down as life takes you, I promise you it's going to take you as in the same magnitude, but in the opposite direction all the way up. So yes, a lot of feelings. Yes. So nutrition, right?
Yes.
Very, very exciting topic. and I wanted to say that in the beginning, which is everyone is so confident.
Yes.
And there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I have not heard of it.
So Dunning-Kruger effect is these two scientists, they studied people that are going through an educational process, and they learned that people with the least amount of experience have the most amount of confidence. So for example, if you walk into university, you might see like that third year student walking around with their chest this big because they got a 4.0 GPA. Wow. And then you have that 5th or 6th year student or the PhD student kind of like slouching and like, how am I going to get through this? So people with less experience tend to have a lot of confidence. In the filmmaking world, it's like anyone looking at a videographer will be like, what's he doing? It's just a camera. With nutrition, I feel like there's a lot of Dunning-Kruger, which is because everyone eats and they feel a certain way and they feel like they know how to lose weight fast when there's a wedding coming up and they know how to gain it again. There's this false sense of confidence about an understanding of nutrition. People think they know it, but they actually don't.
Yes, and that's such a good point. I've never even heard of that, but oh my gosh, that's a very fair point. And I think the person who has the 4.0 GPA and much further is tired because they've walked the walk and they have put in all the work and time and studying. And this person just has a bit of information they didn't have before. So they are definitely like, ooh, I'm feeling good. I know more than, the typical masses, and I'm going to kick butt at this. And that happens in nutrition all the time. There's influencers everywhere. Influencers all over Instagram. And I'm not trying to, put down influencers, but oftentimes you don't know how many times I get clients that come in and they're like, have you tried this new product? It does this. There's this new product, this new way. Have you breathed like this before? Like this, there's all these different things, for people to do to lose weight, look younger, be younger, and, just doing all these extra things that, frankly does get very overwhelming. So I tend to stay off social media kind of for that reason. But, they're experts in losing weight all of a sudden because they've done the GLP-1 drug. And it's like, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And a lot of these things aren't sustainable. Just like, what was the supplement that had guarana in it, and it was like green tea and guarana, and it was causing a lot of people's thyroid issues and heart racing stuff because they were taking this like caffeine pills basically and diet pills, and it's just so it's laughable because it's like we got to get back down to the foundations of nutrition. It's balance your life in every aspect, everything you're doing, work, family, kids, eat healthy, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and laugh and enjoy your life too at the same time. So, it really is bringing it down to the basics with some, unique techniques that I bring into play.
Witchcraft. I call it witchcraft.
Sauce.
You found me.
So you did say the word, and I love this word, holistic. You're
Yes.
a holistic nutritionist.
Yes.
So I feel like there is a huge need, not just for nutrition, but holistic nutrition in the current day and age because of nutrition labels.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is a nutrition label, if you look at a chicken breast and you look at a protein bar, on the nutrition label, they might be exactly the same. They
Right.
might have the same amount of grams of protein, same amount of sodium, blah, blah, blah. But there's something drastically different about a chicken breast versus a protein bar.
Right.
And I feel like that's where holistic nutrition comes into play, where like you need to understand food as a philosophy in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And not just look at it as like, 30 calories, this much, protein, this much, blah, blah.
Right.
So I want to learn more about how holistic nutrition differs from nutrition. Like, why is that an important part of your title?
Well, for one, as a holistic nutritionist, I'm looking at the body as a whole. So if you're coming in and you're like, I've got headaches, chronic headaches every day, I'm not just examining your head. I'm not, thinking what's going on here. I'm not just looking at your head per se. I'm looking at your whole body, because if you've got headaches, it could very much be an insufficient liver function. It could be a gut function. Your gut's not functioning well. That could be causing the headache. So the difference is as holistic, we are trying to find the root cause to your symptoms and looking at your body as a whole body instead of one part. And nutrition, like a regular nutritionist versus me, is typically, I can't speak for all of them. In fact, some that might watch me say this right now will be like, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you say whatever you want.
That's bullshit. And you know what? You might be right. But my experience is that they are using a lot of the food pyramid and just kind of adding a little bit of their swag to it, or they're, often just, they're not really focusing in and explaining, actually they do explain label reading, but it's more of that built on the food pyramid, especially with nutritionists working in hospitals or in doctors' offices. So as a holistic nutritionist, that's just what sets us apart is, we're finding the root cause and actually creating, whole nutritional healthcare programs for them. And versus, what they're doing is, and actually they are still doing a good job. I am so not here to put them down. That's the difference between holistic. We are really looking at them as a whole, treating them as a whole. And nutritionists are more so like, okay, you have diabetes, you need to eat like this. Mm-hmm. And, that's just not all there is to it.
I love that. And then if we say nutrition is here, and then holistic nutrition is here with all these different parts of life.
Yeah.
What is one part of life or the body that, when fixed, has the most drastic impact on your health?
What's one part of the body that I've fixed that has the most drastic impact?
So or like it could be something about lifestyle, it could be about their body, you are holistic, so you're looking at different aspects of a person's life. What is a red zone in people's lives that is usually the biggest influencing factor on bad nutrition or bad eating habits? Are we talking about stress? Are we talking about overworking? Are we talking about...
I hate that word stress because it's stress. It's the blanket answer for a lot of this. And the only reason why I hate that word is because it's so used in the Western world. Someone will come in and they're, a female, their hair is falling out and thinning when they're washing it. Their skin is drying. And there's not much attention given to her because all her thyroid numbers and blood numbers show in range. And by the time she gets to me, I'm like, oh my God, sister, you are not in range anywhere, anytime right now. So, I think it's hugely, it is stress, but we have to dial in and understand and break it apart. What is the stress? Is it stress from your diet? Is it stress from your partner? Is it stress from your work? So you're working so much that there's no time to drink water and no time to eat healthy, that you can only, get fast food. Somebody who owns their own business, who's a contractor per se, they're on the go fast. They don't have time to sit and go to a restaurant and find the salad, find the, the healthy, whatever, chicken and rice and broccoli. That's not all you have to eat to be healthy, but it's the first thing that came to my head. But, they don't have the time. So stress is a major factor, but it's unveiling what the stress is for them. Is it their kids? I mean, I have 3 kids, so I kind of know, I love them. So stress is a huge factor, and stress, tons of stress is placed on their body, and their body starts unraveling.
I love that. And I have one last question before we go into
keep going.
the next part. So we love origin stories.
Which stories?
Origin stories, like how things start.
Yeah.
I want to know, you said that your mother was into nutrition?
Yes.
Yes, I want to learn more about her and how that unfolded into your career.
Yeah, so I was born with psoriasis. It's an autoimmune disease of the skin, and it's where the skin cells replicate much faster than normal skin cells do. So the skin starts flaking off, and so you'll see dry red patches. You've probably heard of eczema. Right?
Absolutely.
Eczema, psoriasis, they swim in the same pool. If you see a traditional Western medical doctor or a dermatologist, they will diagnose it either eczema or psoriasis or, whatever they're going to diagnose it as. But as a holistic practitioner, we see it as one. They're both swimming in the same toxic pool. We've just got to get down to what is the toxins causing that to happen. So my mom was a labor and delivery nurse at St. Joseph's Hospital in Orange, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
And then she would teach labor and delivery classes, and I would come with her. And, I'm like 6 years old watching babies being born. I was really ahead. It was great. I loved it. But so she was a nurse for so many years in labor and delivery. She contracted herpes from a patient and who didn't disclose that she had herpes for whatever reason. I don't know all that detail. But her community hospital, the doctors, they couldn't help her. So she ended up finding Dr. E, who's been our family doctor for, over 25 years. He's been, in the industry. Actually, I've referred you to him too.
Oh, okay.
Dr. E in Laguna Hills.
That's right.
Yes. He's a functional neurologist, Dr. Eberly. So chiropractor.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's really great. And so anyway, so he helped my mom, and so she, drummed up a passion and went to become a traditional naturopath, and she did it in our home. And I'm in junior college, flip-flopping, not really plugging in, connecting. But I love food and, love nutrition. And so she started helping me while I was in college. So I was born head to toe with psoriasis. And so, that dampers someone's confidence. If we're talking about confidence, am I ever going to get married? Am I going to fall in love? Am I going to have a life or a career? And so she helped me understand the things I'm putting in my body, the things I'm eating, food, drink. I mean, who knew that KFC wasn't good for you? And, to clog up your liver and gallbladder, and bam, the skin is angry with eczema and psoriasis. Taco Bell, KFC, white bread with butter on it. Damn, that's so good. That shit was good, yo.
Is this a commercial for? We're giving
Bimbo
mixed signals,
bread.
guys. We're giving mixed signals here.
Sorry, bimbo
We don't
bread.
know what we want.
Yeah. So coming back, that is very bad, unhealthy things, but they were so good. Now, you grew up on that as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, today I would not eat those. I don't look at that and I'm like, oh, that is so good. But it was so good. But, your taste buds change once you satisfy your body with nutrients. So that's what happened. My mom helped to clear my system, fed me nutrients, literally, designed supplements and herbs for me, for my body's need only. And I started losing a little bit of weight. I probably lost about 10 pounds and my skin cleared up. And, of course, when you feel better, you act better. So I immediately pivoted in junior college and went right into becoming a holistic nutritionist and worked for her.
Wow.
That was that.
That's phenomenal.
It's been a long time since then you've been doing it. Yeah. That's amazing.
And now my mom is a client at our clinic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Met her for the first time. She's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she likes them candy corns.
We're not going to get into that. Right? People are going to tune out, Kristi. All right.
But out of curiosity, did the psoariasis clear away?
Yes. So here's the thing about skin conditions and autoimmune skin conditions. You have to constantly be on your game. Do I ever eat pizza? Of course. I just ate it 2 days ago. If I ever had ice cream last night for birthday dinner, but these things are not part of my lifestyle, because if I were to start, just like going back to those things and stop taking, my herbs and whole food supplements, then my body is going to start getting depleted, because the food we eat has tons of glyphosate, sprays, herbicides, Roundup. All these things are what taunt our breads and change our foods. And so I have to stay on my game. I mean, realistically, I keep it like 90, 95, 5, 90, 10, I'll say, where 10% off I screw around
Gotcha.
Yes.
with
Good.
food.
With food, yeah.
I love that.
So right before we get into like what I've experienced with you and going to your office and meeting you for the first time, there's I call it witchery, but what's the correct word for what you do?
Well, it is, some say voodoo, some say witchery. Yeah, when clients come in and I, do the testing on them and they're a referral, I'm like, wait, your friend didn't tell you that I was going to voodooize you? I mean, what happened? They saved that part. But yeah, no, truthfully, it's not voodoo. It's called applied kinesiology. And this comes from chiropractic, is where it stems from. Many chiropractors use it today, especially Dr. E, who I referred you over to.
Very cool.
He does applied kinesiology. And so what it's called, what I use is muscle testing. A lot of people understand it as muscle testing, but the name of it is nutrition response testing. We are seeing how your body responds nutritionally. And we combine that with functional labs, because functional labs are a great way to depict any kind of health problems, because we don't diagnose. That's not my jurisdiction. I don't tap into trying to be like, you have hyperthyroid, you have hypothyroid, because it's not important for us to diagnose whether it's a tapeworm, it's a bacteria, it's a parasite. It doesn't matter. We are going to handle it based on its organism and based on its organ or based on its toxin. So, it's a lot of different things and tools that we use, but those are the two primary.
So for me, it's hard to kind of like describe it to somebody. Like, let's say I told Leo to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, she's going to do something. Just go in there, just trust the process. Like, right? And not really tell him much.
Yeah.
So without showing video of what you do, it'd be hard for me to describe it to somebody. How would you describe it without like actually showing it? Like, how would you tell your friend Leo what Kristi does with the muscle testing?
Easy. I tell him, tell your friends that I push on your arm and sell you pills. They will for sure come running.
Oh.
There might be some snake oil in that cupboard too. But yeah, so basically what I do is I say, look, it's a non-invasive way to understanding where the stress is located in the body. And it's basically where I'm applying pressure on a strong area. It could be a strong arm or it could be a strong leg. I can use either or. And we're just applying the pressure and seeing where the weakness is in the body. So for example, when you jump into what do you call it? A freezing cold lake.
Cold plunge,
like a cold plunge. Hypothermia. That's what I was looking for. When you jump into a freezing cold lake, in hypothermia, your blood your blood is going to leave your extremities, your arms and your legs, to go right to the vital core organs so that you can survive, right? So it's the same thing in muscle testing. You're using a strong muscle, and if I'm going to go right to the thyroid, we'll use the thyroid for example, you're interrupting blood flow, you're causing stress, ischemia, you're interrupting the blood flow, and so the arm is naturally going to go weak because all the blood flow is going to go right to the thyroid because there's stress just from me interrupting circulation happening there. Right. So that's how I can tell how an organ is functioning. And then I can also match it with the labs. It always, most always comes out the same. Hormones, thyroid numbers, liver numbers, always.
Yeah.
So I'm just picking up the stress before it becomes a diagnosis.
So I just want to, just so I understand that, so the analogy was that in hypothermia, your body cuts off blood to the extremities, so your hands go white. You might, your body wants to prioritize blood for your core vital organs. Mm-hmm. But how did we connect that to the muscle again with the thyroid?
So with the muscle testing, your arm is going to go weak. There's no more blood. It's going to go weak. It's going to, the blood has left the arm.
And the testing is, are you giving me an electrical pulse or what?
Nope, I'm just putting some pressure on the arm.
You put pressure in different.
Putting pressure just in one spot in the arm.
Okay.
And basically we're making sure that we're on the same page, right? So both our pressures, no one's overpowering anybody, applying pressure. And I'm just pressing right there below the wrist on like the forearm part.
Yes.
And they're pressing back. And I'm applying the other hand on an organ.
So you put your hand
I can go to
organ.
the thyroid or I can go to the heart.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you feel a response.
I can feel a response in the arm.
In the arm.
And so the arm is telling me, we've got a challenge here.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's voodoo for
witchcraft.
Sure. Yeah, sorry, that's voodoo.
100%. 100%.
So we've never done the leg one. I might have to try that one next time.
Oh yeah, you know what? I do leg with kids sometimes.
Okay.
But then I'll also do legs with if someone has a broken arm. Or just their arm or shoulder hurts. I've done the leg. I do not do legs super often.
Yeah.
Arms are more my thing. Legs aren't my thing. But I can do the legs.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so now that we have like an idea
of what's going on,
what's going on and what she does. So when I went and I met you, I was in desperation.
Yes.
I wanted to meet anybody and everybody that had
Most
something that can do, that can work with me. So before we started the podcast, you described like your not ideal client, but like the majority of clients are not people really looking to lose weight. They're just people that are in need of something that they've, you said, exhausted, like the Western medicine and all that stuff. By the time I met you, I had already done x-rays, MRIs, echocardiograms, heart monitors. I've done the works and they couldn't find anything. They said everything was okay. And thank God at that moment, at that moment when I was doing all that, I was hoping they find something.
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah.
So I do just find something and fix me or just tell me the bad news, whatever the case may be. And now hindsight, I'm like, glad they didn't find anything.
Yeah.
But so like you said, I've exhausted everything.
And
now
glad you did all those tests.
Yeah. And so I meet you, and regardless of what it is that you're doing, I'm just trusting you because I'm just like, I don't know what she's doing. It's really weird.
I'll stand on one leg and eat the spoon of hummus.
And I would have done it. I would have done it.
Right.
That's how desperate I was when I met Kristi and everything that's going on. So she started doing the muscle testing and all that. And so with that said, of you like, doing all that to people and people like, what's going on? There are times, Leo, where, and I probably mentioned there, or maybe you'll hear it for the first time. There are times where I would purposely go and I wouldn't tell her anything. I wouldn't tell her what's wrong or what's this new update. And I'm like, let's see if this is legit. And she would do her thing and she'd be like, are you eating more sugar for any reason? I'm like,
oh my God.
Kristi, how did you know? She's like, well, your body's telling me.
Oh my God.
It's ratting you out,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, like that's, I had, or it literally, it was like something so like weird that something was going on with my body. It was a change since we've been working together. Something happened and she brought it up. And I was like, okay, that's like my sign. She knows what's going on. She knows what she's doing. She's reading my body. My body's telling her what's wrong and we need to fix it awesome. That was like, to me, I love that I got that confirmation, because now it gave me that confidence that this is going to work. This is going to help me get better. And yeah, that was just a little bit of my experience with
awesome.
you and everything that you've done for me, and your whole team and staff there. Amazing
Awesome.
group that you have right there.
Thank you.
Sometimes, life happens, so Kristi won't be available, and obviously her other practitioners.
Yeah, my associate practitioners.
Yeah, they will do a phenomenal job. So
Thank you. They are. It's because I've trained them. Hello.
That is so
I'm just
cool,
kidding.
Kristi. It's so cool that you do that. It's so cool that you took something like nutrition and dug that deep into it to make it actually holistic, to the point where you're correlating like some pressure in a spot to a thyroid or to a heart. That's so freaking
Yeah.
cool. And I believe that. I believe everything's connected.
Yeah.
And I believe that, and this is like a universal principle. In anything that a human does, everything's connected. And anytime you try to separate something from its surroundings is when you have the biggest issues.
Always.
So like, for example, thyroid, let's fix the thyroid. Let's give them thyroxine or whatever it may be.
You're very smart. You know the drugs.
Yeah. So something like that.
Yes.
So it's like, no, let's take a step back, and this thing didn't happen in a void. There are
Right.
everything's connected. Let's step back, look at the bigger picture, and see what went wrong, and fix it from the back. And once you fix things from the outside, they're fixed forever.
Right.
But when you try to fix things right at the point of issue, you have to consistently depend on that drug or that medication or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And the problem will never be fixed.
Yeah.
You will have treated the symptom, but never the actual issue, right?
That's exactly right. And that's part of our healthcare problem. I mean, how long we got today?
I know.
That really is, because it's like what they're trained to do is to make sure that your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone, and there's so many thyroid tests to test, but the TSH is a very typical one that a lot of these doctors are only testing. This is not the whole picture of the whole thyroid. And so oftentimes, they're stuck on levothyroxine or Synthroid or Armour, and they're stuck and they're still having these symptoms, but maybe the medication's keeping some symptoms at bay, but you got a whole other host over here that more meds are going to come in for. And it just, you're not finding out, what is this patient eating? What is their lifestyle? Are they a contractor? Are they constantly working, having to remove asbestos? Are they, working around a lot of heavy metals? And their liver and their lungs are just basically napkins for this. So it's not really being eliminated through their bowels. Did you know one of the most common reasons why a thyroid starts to go down? Most common is because your microbiome is disrupted. Your whole microbiome, you need so much good bacteria. There's a balance of good and bad. And when you don't have enough good and you've got more bad, it's going to yank on your thyroid. And then it's going to yank on your adrenal glands as well. So your gut function has everything to do with how that thyroid functions. And if you don't have good belly bugs, we'll call it that, your thyroid is not going to be in a good mood. Let's just say that.
Wow,
and then your thyroid's going to start to affect your brain. You're going to have foggy brain. You're going to start gaining weight. You are going to start to be moody, agitated, tired. And that shot of espresso is going to turn into 2 shots of espresso because it's not keeping up. Your body is going down. It's starting to be in a catabolic state. It's just breaking down.
Oh my God. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of the bacteria in our gut and the importance of that.
Yes.
I've been reading a lot about that particular subject.
Yeah.
And I read that if you weigh like all the organs of the body, the heaviest organ is the liver, which is like, I think 3 pounds. Well, they say you have almost that much weight of bacteria in your gut.
Yes.
So if you have that much bacteria consistently throughout your life, and it's as heavy as the biggest organ in your body, then this bacteria must be doing something.
That's pretty interesting. I've never read that, but I know that the liver is heavy and that you've got to have so much bacteria, but that's really cool to get kind of a visual.
A visual of like the importance of this, essentially an organ. Even though it's an external organism, it's an organ of your body now because it does create certain vitamins and it plays a huge role.
Absorption. I mean, some serotonin is produced in your GI system. I mean, these hormones that make us feel absolutely, so ecstatic can, absolutely dialed down if you don't have enough good gut bugs.
And that will lead me to the next question. What is a way to introduce more bacteria, good bacteria
Good question.
into your gut?
Okay, I know probiotics have been like a huge thing, for many, many years. And I'm not here to downplay them. Probiotics are great, but just understand they die off that day. So, when you're eating yogurt, it's not like, you're getting the same as like in a supplement. But, you're eating them, you're still getting a little bit of bacteria. But actually, side note, while we're talking about yogurt, yogurt, if you're going to get like Yoplait or Chobani is very popular. It's always on sale. Chobani is almost 20 grams of sugar. Okay, cane sugar added to their yogurt. But the marketing ploy is that it has so much bacteria. Who gives a fuck if there's 20 grams of sugar in the Chobani that feeds unhealthy bacteria? Okay, and that's what I'd like to say.
Absolutely.
about that.
Yes.
However, the probiotic, I'll give the yogurts that, because there are like plain yogurts are going to be a better route for you, or watching yogurts that have like 8 or less grams of sugar in it. You really want to try and go for, not as much sugar. But prebiotics is something that is, I think, really under talked about. Yeah. I prebiotics
and that's
are fantastic.
a subtle difference in the wording. So
Yes.
probiotics versus prebiotics.
Pro is giving you the good bacteria. Okay. It's not going to last more than pretty much a day. Okay. They die off pretty quickly, but they're going to, establish a better good bacteria microbiome happening, better colony of good bacteria in there. Prebiotics feed your own army of bacteria. So that starts a whole flourishing of a better microbiome. So if doing a pre and a pro can be really helpful. I don't think that that's the situation for everyone. Sometimes somebody that takes, you can overdo it with too much probiotic. I mean, it can throw your body off for sure. I've definitely seen that. It's not often, but prebiotics are a great way.
Did you say pre and a pro?
Yes.
What is that?
Because you can do a prebiotic and a probiotic. So you can
Pre and
take
a pro.
a pre
Okay, yeah.
and then take a pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's an example of a prebiotic?
Inulin, I believe, is a prebiotic. Gosh, I don't know what.
But how do we get it? Like, do I go to CVS?
Got you. Okay, yeah, you can definitely get it in supplement form, but you can't like sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is also a great way to get like pre and probiotics. I'm forgetting all my things.
Oh, no, yeah.
Sauerkraut, fermented foods is a great way. Kombucha, however, okay, I think the brand is GTS, like
Yes.
the original brand.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite, but all these other brands add cane sugar.
So
Now,
GTS is good.
GTS
'Cause
is
that's the one I
good.
drink. I
Good.
get the gingerade. So
Yeah, I love ginger ale.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you don't want to overdo it either. Sometimes I'd say like maybe like try for half of those a day. Sometimes you can overdo it and kind of throw off the microbiome a bit. But the other kombuchas, they add cane sugar. Now I know the SCOBY, the bacteria thing in it, they have to feed that sugar, but you don't need more added into your drink
For flavor, yeah.
for flavor and to make it palatable. Listen, everything doesn't have to taste awesome.
yes.
I mean,
I wish.
I don't eat things that taste like crap, but
Yes.
there are things like sauerkraut that are actually pretty yummy that can be great and it has no sugar in it,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like this journey for me has been a marathon. That's the way I looked at it. Because a lot of people with Western medicine, it's all about heal me now, help me
Yes.
feel better right now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, and that doesn't. It's not a lifelong lasting thing. And thank God I have a great mentor that's always drilled in me to treat it as a marathon, everything.
Yeah.
And so when I met you and the group that helped me get better, it sucked in the beginning because it takes so long.
It does.
But once you start feeling better, you start to see that you also aren't dependent on the stuff that the Western medicine like gives you.
Yeah.
So yeah, with you, I feel like it's a whole marathon thing. And the beauty about Kristi as well is if you do think that you're eating something good for you, you just bring it on your next appointment and she'll tell you, throw that shit away and we'll help you kind of balance or find something else that's better. But to go into
and
that.
tasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to go into
Right?
that.
I'm not all about, boiled chicken and broccoli
No,
here.
yeah. And that's the beauty of it is a lot of people when they go into like speaking to a nutritionist or trainers, gym trainers, they drastically want to change your lifestyle almost immediately. Where they're like, all right, you're gonna stop eating all this crap. You're gonna eat this, this, and this, and like first day. And the thing that I loved about Kristi is like she has a way of slowly changing your habits so that it's not so drastic to you. Where it's like, I hate this already. So she has game plans on like, all right, your breakfast. You want to eat your lunch and your dinner the way you're doing? All right, fine. Let's change your breakfast first. And then you're like, all right, cool, that's easy. Like in your mind, like, all right, I could change my breakfast. That's fine. Yeah. And then slowly she starts changing your entire thing where you're by the time it's completely changed, you look and you're like, whoa, she Miyagi'd me.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know, because while you're changing just that one thing at breakfast, or let's say your entire breakfast, you don't even realize that your taste buds are changing. Your body's being fed. So your body's not craving that McDonald's or Taco Bell, not that that was all you ate, but you know, any of that fast food or that sugar as much, you know, so it becomes more sustainable to keep those things lower in the diet.
And again, the sad part is about like the way food is right now. When I met Kristi, I was already thinking I was already eating good because again, I was going through this already. So it's not like I'm eating crappy food because I'm already feeling like shit. So when I came to Kristi, I thought I was already eating well. Then I showed her what I was eating and then she like changed it, even took it up a notch and changed my whole entire like way of eating, snacking and stuff like that because everyone has their issues. I have mine and she kind of has been helping me change all of that. Now, the other thing that I want to mention is about the awesomeness of Kristi is
God.
when
I
you
have to butter my head to get out of here.
this
boys.
is the most I've cussed in a podcast just because of you.
It's
okay,
me.
yeah. So when you fuck up, a lot of people like if you go to your
Didn't that feel
trainer
good?
or you go to your regular nutritionist, you feel a scolding coming in. You feel like you don't
get
want to
whooped.
tell them because exactly they're gonna like whip you and like they're gonna just say something that make you feel bad. The first time I like messed up and I was going through like, cause I was feeling better and we're creatures of habit. You start feeling better. You start doing your bad habits again because you miss it or, you know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I came to Kristi and I tell her, you know, oh, this week was bad. I didn't take my supplements. I ate like this. And she was just loving with it all. She's like, okay, well then how can we get you back on track? Or what are you eating? All right, you know what? Let's try this. Like, you know, she didn't make me feel bad about it. She just was trying to help me get back on track and not necessarily tell me get rid of it all. Let's just get slowly back on track. And I love that about you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sergio. That is so sweet. Thank you. I did go and talk behind your back after you left.
Oh,
so
that's
don't
all right.
worry.
As long as I don't hear it, it's all right.
No, I'm joking. I'm
He
joking.
ate a
you know,
freaking
I'm
candy
always
bar.
joking.
Man, I keep
I'm
After
telling
6
you.
months of doing
I have
it.
told this asshole. I'm kidding. No, Sergio, of course, no.
I hope you butt
Totally
dial me one
kidding.
day and I hear all of that. You're such a dumbass. Just don't eat it, right?
Put your phone recorder on and be like, just walk out, be like, oh, I have 20 minutes later, I forgot my phone inside. I just need to grab my phone.
No. You know what? If I tried to be two different people where I was a buttoned up, perfect professional, then that might have been me, you know, where I'm like, I gotta let go, but I'm not. So, you know, I let go right in front of you and let you know. But no, I mean, there's no sense in chastising you. You know, the whole point of, you know, having me as a holistic nutritionist in your life is I'm on your team. So whenever your body's stressed, it's my job to pick it up before it becomes a problem and you're panicking, you know? So that's the beauty, is to keep you stronger from here until, you know,
Yeah.
next step in life.
Yeah. And
So-
the also like what I love about you as well is oh boy, I'm just
Stop
giving
it.
you it all. I'm just giving you
I
today.
know.
I'm telling you is these are all things that I
Thank
I say
you.
behind your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
When I talk to
you.
my friends, when I talk to anybody that about my health journey, you always come up and I always say these things. And again, I get to have this platform to tell you in front of your face now. But the other thing too is you're not like like for example me, I was dealing with other things that you, for a lack of a better way of saying it, you didn't have the skill to help me in, and you weren't afraid to, or not afraid, but just you had recommendations for me.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you know what, I'm fixing this, but you're also dealing with something else
Yeah.
that this person can help you with.
Yeah.
And so for that also, I commend you on that, because it's like, that's not a lot of people think they can fix you completely.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, but you can't, like, for example, us as photographers, I mean, we capture your wedding, you get pregnant, we do the maternity, and now you have a baby. You know you're not good at baby photography, so why are you going to do it? You know?
Right. Exactly.
We like being a hero.
I was just going to say, we can't be the heroes of every little thing. We just can't. It's too tiring.
But it's so nice to be the hero.
Of course.
Like,
I mean, in this moment, I'm like, oh my God, this is fabulous.
The day before your birthday, you're going to feel phenomenal.
I know. I'm loving it. Did you guys play on this?
No. This is just perfect planning. The stars aligned. Yeah.
Super cool.
Speaking of planning, right? A huge part of nutrition is planning.
Yes.
And I feel like, and along the lines of weddings, where I fall short is my weddings, and it trickles into 3-4 days of like just chaos.
Yeah.
Because I'm running around. Sometimes I barely have time to use the restroom in these weddings. I just came back from a weekend where I was shooting a wedding in Utah on Friday, and then Saturday I'm back in California shooting a wedding here.
Wow.
So like lack of sleep, crazy nutrition, everything's a mess. How can I plan for a 2-day or a 1-day distance from any accessible healthy food? How do I prep?
You know what? You want to prep with packaged things, nothing that has to be refrigerated. I would say a lot of beef sticks, a lot of good protein bars. I mean, I like IQ bars. Those are great. IQ bars. Some people like, what's that bar? You like?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Leo, how many times have I given you a beef stick?
I was literally going to say.
He hooked me up so many times.
He is my beef stick lord.
Yes. So many times I hooked you up, man, because I carry it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was exactly what I told him. Keep it in the car, keep it in your pocket, keep it anywhere you know you're going to be, where you're not in front of food. And you're going to need a snack. So having those things in your pocket is really beneficial.
IQ. So far we have IQ bar.
IQ
we
bars.
have beef sticks. A particular brand.
Yes. I do like Vermont. I like Vermont.
Okay.
I don't really love Chomp. One, for taste, and two, I think they're recalled for some reason.
Okay.
And don't quote me on that, but there was some like kind of there was something going on with Chomps. It was either a recall or something. But
Great.
I don't
have
really
a whole
love.
packet now.
Oh, you do? There was something. Okay, don't quote me, but there was something that I'd heard about Chomps. So I don't know if it's for sure, but there was something going on. But I don't really love the taste. But double check me.
So Vermont,
and then there's another one that is.
And is that a Costco thing?
The one that's escaping me is at Costco. No, Vermont is like Sprouts and Whole Foods. The one at Whole Foods is escaping me.
Okay.
It's in my car.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah. So,
and then nuts, almonds, organic almonds. And you know what's cool is
covered almonds. What'd you say? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, dark chocolate covered almonds might not be bad. Okay. I mean, if you can handle dairy, I don't see a big problem with it. But just know that that's sugar. And sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar hits your tongue, makes your organs swell instantly.
Oh my God.
So just know that when you're having sugar, that's what happens. So the destruction happens right away. And it's not like I just told you I had, bites of ice cream last night. But you gotta handle it less than moderation. People say moderation. That's bullshit.
Less than that.
Less than moderation. Because people's moderation is like once a day.
Once a day is not enough. Yeah, okay. Love
It's
it.
way
So
too
sugar
much.
is the bad boy.
Less
and
than moderation.
you can exceptionally have it in very conditional situations, but it's not an everyday thing.
Not an everyday thing.
Love that.
Enjoy it. Trader Joe's, they have individual packets of nuts. They do cashews, they do almonds. I don't believe they've gone organic for those yet, but you know what? For someone like you that is traveling and
It's
you
either
need
that or
quick,
In-N-Out.
Exactly.
So,
So do that. But if you're hitting up In-N-Out, double protein style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't go for the cheese, even though that's the glue.
Okay.
Probably
no
has
cheese.
glue in
Double
it.
protein style, no cheese.
It has glue.
And no animal style
It's
fries.
not real cheese. It's so much artificial in that cheese, that American cheese. I know because I've called it out. So.
And no animal style fries, like ever. We can't mess around with that.
Well, I wouldn't say never. I'd
So
say
every 4 times I can do one.
yeah, try that.
What? Okay.
See how
I'm
that
gonna
goes.
start doing that.
Yeah.
Every 4.
Yeah, but I mean, I used to do. I don't really. I used to get like double is what I do from In-N-Out, and then I'd have some of their fries. I think they cook their fries in peanut oil. I think they do. But anyways, yeah. I'm not like big on fast food, but that's what I
Apples.
do. Yeah, pair it with a nut butter or some nuts is what I do.
Okay. Apples. Bananas. in the bag?
Yeah, in the bag. Oh, like real bananas?
We're talking about the
Dried.
The IQ bars. I'm trying to build a little
you're trying to
little
back to
package
your
for
snacks. Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, I would get nut butter packets.
Okay.
Okay. Artisana is
Artisana.
raw organic nut butter packets. And I think Justin's makes it too, but
They're
Justin's
like the
put
bars,
sugar
right?
in them. No, they're like packets that you just tear it off. You can eat the nut butter.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
Okay, so it's really cool. So bring your apples, see, and then you don't have to put these in the fridge. These are just things you put in a bag. If you want like a little sweet treat, I'd probably get some organic dried mango and just have maybe a couple pieces on your trip, not the whole bag. You know,
Okay.
just for like a fun little treat.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new wedding package.
Yes.
Like a whole little bag.
Yes, protein, fat, and some carbs. And you can get your carbs with veggies and or fruits, or maybe you want like, I know it's going to sound so boring, but like it's easy for you because it's a rice cake. You know, maybe it's a rice cake where you're just like, I'm not full from this beef stick. Well, of course not. You don't have enough of the other nutrients in there. Or sometimes, you know, a beef stick will do it. But I often will do pumpkin seeds and a beef stick. That's what I had right before I walked in here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
You're killing this.
Full and happy.
Absolutely.
This is why I love Kristi, man. I mean, it's not boring, right? Like she's not boring. Everything that she kind of helps you, like, you know, with all your nutrition and your foods is not boring. And she doesn't do it in a boring way. That's what I love about her. It's like
Thank
her
you.
personality comes out, and that's what you love first. You know, you put business aside and she becomes this very whimsical person. And then she tells you, hey, this is something that can help you in your lifestyle. And that was for you, right?
Yes,
and so
yes.
like everybody has a different lifestyle,
approach.
and
Yeah, I mean, I'm a real person like everybody else. I mean, it's so funny the amount of clients that will ask me, "Do you do all this? Do you take supplements?" I'm like, "Girl, you serious? Of course I do. I would not be nice as I am, or as happy or energetic as I am if I didn't take care of my body the way I'm teaching you to take care of your body. I would not be happy."
I love that.
I did.
You know.
I took my morning supplements
I'm
today.
so proud
just
of you.
in case you wanted to test me in front of the cameras.
Wow.
I was like, let me do
Bring the
these
IV
now.
kit.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but because I
That's
had
fantastic.
like it's my regular anyway.
the
But it
routine.
was funny. Yeah.
Me too.
But when it comes to like people say we're saying supplements.
Yeah.
But they're not your like vitamin D's, vitamin C. That's not what we're talking about. Like the supplements that she recommends are supplements that, and correct me if I'm wrong, they are like catered to what you need and your body is asking for, and they target the organs that they need help.
Yes, exactly. And there is vitamin C and D. It's just that we're not doing the typical where you come in and tell me you don't feel good, and I'm saying just take vitamin C and vitamin
That's
D.
what I meant. Yeah. Like you just
I
can't go to the
figured that's what you
store
meant.
and they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, so what kind of like your vitamin E? Like no, it's like the names are very different. but
Right.
They all
Like
have the
we're
thing.
actually doing things that we're giving you supplements that are actually names of organs. Like, so for example, you probably have never heard of the parotid gland, right?
Parotid gland is the salivary gland that feeds.
Yes!
So okay, I have to. So I have to
What
qualify.
is your background, Leo?
Yeah, so I used to be a dentist. That's why I know all this anatomy. So
Seriously?
yes,
You were a dentist.
a dentist. Yes,
Practiced.
practice. I was licensed
How
for
many
4
years?
years.
And
Yeah.
had patients and everything.
I worked I did veneers, surgeries, wisdom tooth
Leo.
extractions, root
Whoa,
canals.
this podcast just totally.
So he's good with his hands. So the
changed.
massage you're asking for is going to be amazing.
Give me surgical.
Oh my God. I love
Yes,
it.
but I just want to
Surgical
qualify that
massage.
because you're going to hear so many terms and you're going to be like, why does he know all this stuff?
Because that's why this is your background.
Yes.
So that's why you're so plugged in and interested and you know exactly the parotid
Yep, he
gland.
blows my
Yeah.
mind every time. he
Yes,
comes out.
I love this about you. And you completely switched into
To
photography.
filmmaking,
And filmmaking.
yeah, this business. I have a wedding business. But
Wow.
yeah, filmmaking, photography, essentially.
Can I just say as a side note, before we go back to me, of course.
Yeah.
No, just as a side note, I actually, when clients come in and they tell me about career change of like being a nurse for so long and now they're a flight attendant or now they're, working for JP Morgan or something like that, whatever their passion is, I admire them so much. I'm actually jealous. I am so jealous that you have made this giant shift because so often I have so many other passions, but this is how I'm seen and known.
Right.
So all these other things over here, that I think about all the time do not get exercised as much unless I'm talking to somebody that has the same. So when
Yes.
you make that shift from dentistry to
Yes.
photography and filmmaking and podcasting, I just want to hang out with you more. I want to know.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
so
why I'm
much.
here, yeah.
I mean, that's so cool.
I love that you put the spotlight on that because
Yeah.
people hear it because I usually never talk about this, but
Oh gosh.
when they hear it, they're just like, all right, just a career shift. They don't know that career shift has been the most emotionally charged thing I've ever done in my
Yes.
life.
Oh, 100%.
it's
That's
a-
why I'm like, why are
it's
we
huge.
not talking about this?
Yeah, it's a very huge transition. And if you look at my psyche and the different traumas and the wins and losses I've gone through that shape my personality, the biggest thing, the elephant in the room, in me personally, is my career shift.
Oh
It's the
my
biggest
gosh,
thing that's
yes.
ever happened to me in my life.
And how did you take that first step?
It was just, well, again, my intensity. I'm a very intense person, so I don't ever recommend career shifts for anybody. But I know that I will make it happen. I like
Yeah.
this stuff, and and I feel like this is something both of us share.
Yeah.
We have a very strong inner child,
Yes.
and we're not afraid to let that child roam and run around the room and jump around and cause chaos, and then come back and be
She
an
will
adult.
scream if I don't let her out.
100%. Yes, and I have that in me, and I know that if the whole world's against me in this career shift, having this podcast in this moment, I'm inner child 100%. So like I can I can give myself enough dopamine to
Yeah.
never worry about anybody, and I have that. Not all people have that, so I could make that transition. I'm not going to call it bravery because it's not. It's a lot of it is riddled with fear,
Yeah.
but I know that I have the passion, forces, the drive to pursue that. But
Yes. Yes.
but this whole topic is a whole podcast,
Yes.
and we will do
Yes.
that. But I do want to tie this into.
Sorry.
No.
That's so
I
interesting.
love that. I love that you mentioned that, and I do want to tie this back into something about you. Speaking of a holistic life, nutrition, things around it, and the inner child we're talking about.
Yes.
You have a very bubbly personality. I know for a fact that nutrition plays a role into that, and maybe you understanding the importance of being holistic, being whole in general, having everything work the way it should in life, so that everything can work gracefully together.
Yes.
Tell me more about this.
Everything lined up.
Everything lined up. You have a big personality. You're very comedic.
Thank you.
That might not necessarily have been a strong point in the beginning of your career as a nutritionist. Maybe because people walking into a nutritional facility
Yes.
are not expecting that demeanor.
Totally.
So tell me a little bit about any resistance you might have experienced because of your personality and how you grew into that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what a big question. Who knew we were going to talk about this? Do you have any tissues?
We do actually.
No. I actually really am kidding. It's it's an emotion. It's an emotional thing to talk about, not in a sense of crying, but in a sense of like I would love to talk about it. So when I first became a holistic nutritionist, I wanted to be an actress. Okay, that was the road that I wanted to be.
I can so see
I can
that.
see that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to be. My grandpa we called him Papa. He would always call me Hollywood because I was always on top of whatever celebrity, whatever movie, whatever show. I wanted to be that. I have a big personality, and I'm not trying to take over anybody's, but I don't know where it fits. Where does this personality fit? It doesn't fit for every single person, and when you read the rooms, sometimes you kind of overstep and then you're like, okay, I guess I got to dial myself down, and that can get exhausting. So in becoming a holistic nutritionist, this became my stage because my skin, held me back in my confidence. So I did college plays and stuff like that, and it was great. And I really wanted to go that road. It was a waitress, was going to go that road, very typical. But I needed to heal my skin, and that took precedence. So this became my stage. And to be honest with you, I mean, something that I don't really share, with clients, because it's all about you in the room. It's not about me, where I've been, where I'm going, where I'm at. But I have wrestled with it for the longest time because, there is something in me that does feel like it doesn't fit 100%, that I do struggle with. I have to be. In the very beginning, it was like, I better get all the best business outfits. I better have the best jargon, because in any business, you got to fake it till you make it, right? And that's exactly what I did. And you take what you know and you put it into practice. You were a dentist, you are practicing. That is every patient that comes in with their issues. You know what's going on, but they're going to throw you new things that, they didn't teach us this or tell us this. So you got to kind of navigate it and use my own tools and personality to kind of navigate, refer, or figure it out.
Yeah.
And so, there is a big part of me that is still insecure and still is like, maybe this isn't what I should do. Something isn't fitting and I haven't figured that out. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not leaving anything.
If it's chasing your dreams, leave me. Yeah. Do your thing.
No.
Yeah.
It is, I have 3 children and a family and it's not chasing my dreams in Hollywood. It isn't that. But, I always thought, is it a podcast? Is it something, where I'm, loud and proud? I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Whatever my personality, free.
Yeah.
Loud
Yes.
and free, and talk about things like politics, talk about things that can be, a little jarring, rattling, and educating at the same time, nutrition, career changes, who people are at their core, men, women, all the shit that they're talking about in the world. I feel like as soon as I step in the office, I do have to be a buttoned up version of Kristi Acuña as the holistic nutritionist. It's like, shut up, talk about, fucking food and health. And look, I love, that's a passion.
It makes perfect
sense. And I'm good at it. Like I can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there is this inner kid in me that screams all the time.
Wow.
And when I meet people, I'm always drawn to like, wow, what did you do? How did you know? You know? So
I think
big question. Thank you for that.
Yes. Beautiful.
What I love about the both of you is that you guys have that to like, you guys actually bring it out, that inner kid and the energy and everything. And I think that's why we vibe well, because the thing about Leo is I feel like your guys' personality I vibe with a lot because I have it in me. I just don't have the confidence to bring it out like you guys do. But
like talk about it?
No, like bring it out, like the intensity, the inner child.
Let you freak out, man.
So that's the thing. That's the reason why I love like Leo. Leo is the first one ever to like, if he wants to do something, he'll be like, hey, let's go do this. And then I go, oh my God, I've always wanted to do this. I finally have somebody that wants to do this.
Wow, that's awesome.
But he brings it up where I, sadly, and this goes to all you freaking friends that I have, I'll say something like, hey, let's go do this. And they go, nah, I don't want to. And then like the energy goes down. So I've met that so many times that I don't let it out anymore.
Yeah.
So when I say it and someone gives me that energy and they're like, oh no, let's do it. I'm like, nah, I don't like your energy. Like when I brought it up, I didn't like it. So it's like, let's not do it. Cause I know you don't want to do it.
Right.
Leo will be like, dude, let's go on the bike ride. Let's go to the beach.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's me. Like, let's go.
You got the right energy.
Exactly.
Right
I got the right energy.
I mean, this is safe. Let's do it.
We get on the bikes and we just head out. And it's like, those are the
that is
I feel
so
like
rad.
that's why I like being around people like you guys, where the energy is out there. I get like that, like at Disney. Like if you don't give me the energy, I'm like, just go home, man. I'll do this my own. You know, like,
I got Goofy, I got Pluto, I got me. I'm good.
but that's something I do love about you guys. I was gonna go into something, but I totally sidetracked.
Hey, all good, bro. But much love, bro.
Yeah,
and it's both ways, by the way.
That's beautiful. I love that. Well, now I definitely know I don't overstep my bounds or
absolutely
offend
not.
you.
Well, as soon as I started feeling better, my personality started showing around you, and then we started to get to know each other more. And that's what I love about. I read in a book that said if you could throw in a cuss word with your client, the relationship kind of gets stronger.
It changes. Yeah. It happens.
Just one cuss word
all the time.
I did after reading.
They start to feel like,
I did it once.
She's a real person.
Yeah, I did it once in a Zoom.
And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I got thoughts just like you.
Yeah. So I did that. As soon as I read the book, I did that with my client on Zoom and they booked almost immediately. Like I just threw in a cuss word and they're like, yeah, this is the right fit.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy for you. And so often we're teaching our kids not to cuss.
Yes.
That's bullshit. I'm trying to teach my kids, throw one in at least. If you're running mommy's company,
just throw just one.
That is so funny.
In at least.
I do want to share just a fun little story about when you said it doesn't fit, about certain personality types, something that doesn't fit in industry. And I can write a book on what that feels like and what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's this fun little analogy that I always make that kind of sums up how I feel about not fitting in a certain industry. And it's this. I was once watching TV and it was a news channel. And you know how news channels, because they're trying to compete with social media now, they'll include like a fun little segment that is like not really news, but it's like, all right, you guys are addicted to scrolling. We'll put some reels for you to watch. Just please stay watching this channel. So they had, I don't know if it was CNN or whatever channel, and they bring up a little segment about this like environmental crisis where this river's drying up because they're building an apartment complex, and they had to dig up the river, but there were beavers in the river, and all the adult beavers went down the river to build somewhere else, but there was a baby beaver left.
Oh my gosh.
And a woman goes and saves this baby beaver. And the story goes about how she takes that beaver home, and this beaver was barely born, and she rescued this beaver and is just letting him roam freely in the house. And the first thing this beaver does in this house, so this beaver went from being a beaver to a house pet. Now you're expected to be a house pet.
Domestic beaver.
A domestic beaver, right? The first of its kind.
Yeah.
And what does the domestic beaver do? He goes immediately, picks up the broom with his teeth, and he finds a stairway, and he just puts it in front of the stairway. He goes, gets a pillow, and lays it on top of the broom. He goes and gets a blanket, puts it on top of the pillow, and he builds a dam in front of the stairway. And he goes and they go and they put it back, and then he goes and builds another dam in the hallway and another bed. Anywhere he sees a passage of things, he'll build a dam.
Wow.
When you look at this behavior as a pet owner, what do you call that? You call it pathological behavior. There's something wrong with my pet. This pet is not right. We need to fix this pet, right?
Right.
So, but realistically, it's a beaver. It was not taught this. It was programmed in its DNA to build dams.
Yes.
Every one of us, like this beaver, has something programmed into them that God has programmed that you will be best at. And in your domestication, whether it be nutrition or dentistry, whatever field you're in, it will always feel like pathological behavior. It'll feel like something's wrong with me as a person because this thing that I'm so good at is, I'm trying to express it, but it looks like I'm closing up stairways.
Right.
It looks like I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
But I feel like I'm so good at this and I'm trying to do something right. So this analogy was me in dentistry, right? I was someone who just has this desire for creativity.
Yes.
I like to talk to people. I'm so energetic and intense about everything. I'm so passionate. And I would have like in the session where I would take history for my clients, my patients, it's supposed to be 3 minutes of history taking. And I go down a podcast interview with these people. And then the practice owner is like, Leo, why'd you take 2 hours? How many root canals did you do? I'm like, I just did 3 patients today. And he's like, dude, that's way too long.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I did something right because I connected with these people and I discovered these stories that no one else would know. And he's just like, you didn't produce today, brother. You're a dentist. Why aren't you dentisting? So I was that beaver. This person designed for a creative world, stuck into a domesticated space where I'm designed to do something so well, but it's not the right place. And that's one part of this of talking about that. The second part is for you because you're feeling that.
Yeah.
So I had the most favorable conditions for a career shift. So I did a career shift. But seeing everything right now from a third person perspective and analyzing the way I felt and my career shift and the price you pay for that, you have a need. You have a big personality and you have a need to fulfill that. I think the solution for you is to create a space for that need to be fulfilled, and you will never have to do a career shift. You will never have to worry about leaving nutrition because if you start a YouTube channel and you dedicate 1 day a week to that YouTube channel or a podcast or a fun show, and you know, me and Sergio could help you. You could find a director, whatever it may be, where you create a space for that child to roam freely. Suddenly, you're a better nutritionist, and you're this crazy sensation on social media or YouTube, and you fulfilled that need of yours. But yeah, I don't even know if you need that advice, but I'm just putting it out there.
So many people have come in, have done podcasts with me. I've gone and done podcasts. The last one I did was with a gal. Her producer was there, and it was like this. And the producer is like, "You really need to do podcast." I felt so bad because the host who had me on, he was like, "You need to be like her, like your guest." And I was like, it's just because I just have the personality. Yeah. I'm just like intense, like answering questions or whatever it is. But so then I had another podcaster come in, wanted to do a collab. Well, her producer, the one doing it, is like spent 2 hours talking to me at my office because she goes, "Do you want me to do some videos of you?" And I'm like, okay, sure. Like she was coming for the two of us. She left, the gal whose podcast it is. And the producer's like, why don't we do a couple of videos? And I'm like, okay. So she's like, you want to do one for your red light? Because we've got near infrared red light therapy at my office. And I'm like, sure. And so it's a one and done take. And she's like, whoa, Kristi, let's do some more. Like you really, truly need to do it. I will help you. And everyone always says these things, but to be honest with you, it sounds exhausting. That's why I never tap into this area, because I have to be on, or I have to, start selling something.
Yes.
Because of course the goal is always to monetize.
Yes.
And that makes me feel pressure, and it makes me feel like it's not as fun anymore.
So,
But to do it with them right there is like fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I love that analogy that you said about the beaver. It was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, very, very good. I love what he does this all the time. Like he'll say a story and I'm like, where's it going? Where's it going? Because I am always interested. And then it goes there and I'm like, God, that was so good.
That's okay.
Thank you, brother.
But I think going back to what we're saying about like you having this desire of doing something, he opened the doors that I wanted to open to, because you are getting to know more people that are in the creative field.
Yeah.
Maybe what you need, and I don't know, right? But maybe what you need is something where you could just walk in, do it, walk out. Because also setting things up takes a lot of the fun away.
And editing, it's hard.
Exactly. But I think the infrared stuff, when you did that video, you were selling something, right? Like you were doing a video of that. I think what you need to do, or just try to do, not need to do, I'm sorry, I don't want to say like, I know what I'm talking about. Try to do is maybe actually think about what it is that you truly want to say in front of a camera, or be in front of the camera. Not because you're saying, then it becomes selling, then it becomes work. For example, with myself, I bought a camera recently that doesn't have the capabilities that my pro camera has, and that is on purpose. So that when I look at this camera, I say, this is for fun. Wherever I go, I can't do the things that I can with my pro camera. That way my brain can't go that way anymore. So now this has now become a fun camera for me. We walk around, we take photos, and they're awesome. I love them, whatever.
That's so cool.
And I think that's what you should try doing is figure out, get in front of the camera, and then one of my biggest advice that I say when people want to start like a YouTube channel or try to do something is just film. And guess what? You don't have to post it. Just film 10 videos of what you think you want to do.
Yeah.
And don't post it if it's not something that you like. But then in one of those 10, that niche thing that you actually want to do is like, oh, this felt good.
Yeah.
Let's try this. And then you just continue doing those things. I think you should try it. Don't shy away from it. Try to let that.
I think I will. You know what I think it is it's imposter syndrome. You guys have, I'm sure,
this
heard
is
of
one of
imposter
the main
syndrome.
topics in my first episode.
It is. It's imposter syndrome, where you feel like you have to be a certain way or a certain type, and only stay in your lane. You have to stay in your lane, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that the more that I try and make videos about nutrition, the more frustrated I get, and the more imposter-like I feel, which is so funny because this is what I do 21 plus years.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think that I just want to spit it out, and everyone thinks I want to spit that out too. And to be honest, I don't. I really love talking about politics and economics and what's going on and all the loudness and the fire behind us, Those are things that I love to talk about. And I think I just don't ever give myself room because I'm not that person. And, and I may not even say things the way that it's supposed to be said. I'm unprofessional is what I'm saying, you know? I'm not an anchor. I'm not a news anchor. I'm not, claiming to know everything about everything.
Yes.
But there's, definitely just some hot topics, to talk about. And I thought, that's more interesting to me than nutrition. Isn't that crazy?
That is.
And you have to
bring
you can't
it
let that go.
Gets me so excited,
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
well, I did want to say one thing about that. So you said that we're supposed to be like really good at one thing.
Yes.
I feel like that is pushed on us when you look at all the greatest minds that we admire and we reference. Like when you look at someone like Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Right? He was a brilliant mind. We don't know that he didn't just do art. He did anatomy. He did geology. He would study dead bodies, and then he'd get bored of that, and then he'll get into the military. They would hire him to make tanks and like cool little strategic weapons. He didn't just do the Mona Lisa. He did all these things. So this whole concept of sticking to one thing came when we had to take student loans and we had mortgages because you have to stick to it because you owe $200,000.
Now you're a slave to it.
Now you're a slave to it.
That's right.
That is not an expression of a genius. Every genius throughout history was multifaceted. Their brain had so many different things to reference, and they were good at taking experiences from art and applying it to military war stuff, then taking that into anatomy and taking that to drawing the Mona Lisa. And it was just all these things that would connect. And that's how our brain works, right? Image and association and connecting things. So
Totally.
I feel like by you pursuing that world, you're going to be you're going to be more fulfilled, and you're going to become a better nutritionist. And then you're just going to get better in life. You know what I mean? Like doing more things that you're passionate about makes you better at both things. Which is an uncommon.
Today is revolutionary for me.
Yes, that's what we do at the Visionary
Honestly,
Circle
I did
podcast.
not think we were going down this like a road like this at all. It wasn't even in my head, and I
Something
think
in the universe is telling you need
something.
to.
Like I need that creative side, that little girl in me.
Yes.
Is just kind of like screaming, because there's definitely been times where I've been working and I'm with a client and I do want to scream inside. And it is nothing to do with them or anything. It's just me. Like I almost do feel stuck. Like I cannot get out. I don't know how to get out. This is what I do. This is what I know how to do.
And it's very visible from the outside. This might seem like you know this, but looking at your personality, how energetic you are, I don't see you as just one thing. I think you're an amazing nutritionist.
Yeah.
And I want to see you talking so much shit about politics on a crazy channel that you have. And like, look at what she said. Like, did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
She said what I wanted to say.
This bitch is crazy.
Yeah,
Yo.
like that
That bitch is my nutritionist.
Right. See, that's what I want people to say.
Exactly.
So you look into this gentleman. His name is Bassem Youssef.
Bassem
Tough name. BASEM.
Bassem Youssef.
Bassem Youssef, right? And I'll write this down for you.
Thank
But this
you.
gentleman, because I studied in Egypt. This gentleman was in Egypt.
So much going on
He
with you.
was a brain surgeon.
Love it.
He was a brain surgeon. And during the political revolution in Egypt, he had this same desire. He loved talking about politics. And he was very inspired by the American talk show host. I forgot, not David Letterman, the guy, I'll remember his name.
Oh my
The
God.
Tonight Show?
The Cars. He obsessed with
Jay
cars.
Leno?
Jay Leno.
Not Jay Leto,
Not
another
him,
guy,
okay.
but I'll find him later.
Okay.
It'll come.
Conan?
But anyways,
Okay.
very similar to Conan. Very similar to Conan. So he was inspired by this guy, brain surgeon. Like he's already at the end of the path.
Wow.
And he had this burning desire to talk about politics, and in a comedic way where it's funny and relatable
The
and
Irish?
influential.
He's Irish?
He might be blue eyes. What is his name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking it was. Okay.
I'll get there. But so he ends up during a political crisis in Egypt going, you know what? I'm doing my freaking show. He starts on YouTube and he's a brain surgeon talking about politics. And this guy storms the internet. Like over 2 years, he goes from like one view to like so many views that NBC, the Egyptian version of NBC, buys his show. And eventually he was the result. This is what political commentators say in hindsight. He was the result of how politics unfolded for the next 3 years in Egypt because of his show.
Wow.
And this guy was a brain surgeon, and now he got kicked out of Egypt because things got too tough for him. But that's Egypt, right? It's a different world. But he's in the
Next on
U.S.
Channel 4 News, Kristi Acuña is exiled and kicked
from the
out.
United States because of the Visionary Circle podcast. They kept telling her to fucking do it, and she did it.
You know what? Negative attention is still attention.
It's good attention.
gentlemen.
Exactly.
But now he's in the U.S. He has a
Wow.
Netflix series called Tickling Giants.
Craig?
He's an author.
No.
Bassem Youssef.
No, I'm sorry. The
show host?
The show host.
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking it was
he does comedic like skits. Like
Okay.
he's just funny the whole time, and he's drawing really like strong political references, but it's all hilarious.
Craig. Okay.
Damn it, I can't find it. But
okay. Yeah.
but yeah.
But here, he has a show here. obviously, yeah.
Show here, and Bassem Youssef's show was literally like an updated copy of this previous show. But Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart?
Yes.
That's who we're talking about. I love Jon Stewart.
Yes.
He is so many people want him to run too. I saw that.
He's such a heartfelt individual.
Totally.
And Bassem was so inspired by him. And in the last few episodes of the show,
Wow.
John flew out to Egypt and was a guest
No
on
way.
Bassem's show. And it was this full circle moment of
cool.
like, that's
Very
my mentor.
cool.
That's my guy. He's here now.
No
It's
way.
so huge. But yeah, Bassem is in the US right now. He's
Amazing.
on tour everywhere, going crazy. But imagine he had just said like, I'm just a brain surgeon, or what are people going to think? So
I can't believe
Yeah.
he's a brain surgeon.
crazy stuff, right?
I know.
Yeah. And
I
then
know.
and then even me as a younger dentist pursuing filmmaking, it was again, like
Yeah.
I'm a rigid guy. I don't know what dope means. Like when someone says that looks like, when I'm on set with other filmmakers, like that looks dope. And I'm like, what does that mean? And when I first started out, like everything was so descriptive and scientific.
Yes.
Even the lingo I couldn't connect to because I was so rigid and fixated into a very scientific industry. I couldn't connect to creatives. So I'm like, how am I ever going to make money in this industry? How am I ever going to be hired? How am I going to compete with these guys that like dress funky and look fresh and like talk with this lingo? And it's like, thank God my business is flourishing. I'm growing.
Amazing.
Everybody, everywhere I go, whether I'm filming a wedding or doing a photo shoot, everyone has to say something about my passion. Everyone at the end is like, I love your passion. And I'm like, and I know it now. It's because I'm no longer a beaver in a home. I went back to a lake and I'm building dams and I'm so damn good at it. And I have even a bigger motive to pursue it because I know how much it means to be in a box. I know how hard it is to be in there. So it feeds my energy even more. So very cool side topic. Very, very cool side topic.
We got deep. I love this.
I know. Someone's tearing down my beaver dams. It's me. I'm tearing down my beaver dams.
Yes. We
and then
need
I put it back up.
No, what we need to do is to have a little lake behind the nutrition facility for you to build those dams.
Yes.
And then you come back in, everyone's like, why are you so happy? You're like, I just built a crazy dam outside.
I know.
If the FBI comes asking questions.
Talk about it. Yeah.
It makes sense with all of your TikTok stuff, all the videos that you guys make. It's cool. Like on
holistic.
on
you know what's so funny? None of those are my idea. They're all Summer's idea.
Okay.
My associate that is.
But
a
just the fact that you're down to do it. A lot of business owners, they don't get in front of the camera. They don't want to.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
Knowing that you like wanted to be actress and all that.
Yes.
And I've always
that makes sense.
Yes, to me, like connecting it. I've always said that she reminded me of Emma Stone too.
Oh my God, everybody. Yes, I have always heard that. Yes, yeah. Which is probably way better than me as an actor.
Not even close.
I want to share a term, and this term is called juxtaposition.
I have heard this.
Juxtaposition is the placing of two drastically different things next to each other so that you visually see the difference, right? In x-rays, they juxtapose like a before and after, and you see the lesion that has come out. Right. And then in filmmaking, if you want to show a giant, you put them next to a little girl, and that's juxtaposition. Why am I sharing this? Because what you're experiencing when you express your desire to talk about controversial topics, you feel a sense of of imposter syndrome.
Yes.
But the way it's perceived from a viewership standpoint is juxtaposition, which is, dude, did you see that nutritionist that's talking crazy politics? It's a selling point. It's not a weak point.
That is so
the fact that you have these two things from you feel like it's going to look like I don't know what I'm talking about. From the outside,
right? Because maybe I might say something that someone's like.
But from the outside, that's not how it's perceived. It's actually you're going all in on juxtaposition, where you're going to be more valued for your political commentary because you're a nutritionist. Because it's like, did you see what she said? She's this nutritionist that just goes deep into politics. Did you see what she said about what just happened? So I only say this to say that it's a strong point, not something you should be in a state of imposter syndrome about.
For sure, I was like, of course, I do not, talk about anything that I'm doing. Like in my city where I live, we've forged a movement, really trying to change city council because of what they've done in our city with childcare and Boys and Girls Club and so forth. And so these are things that, are very important and passionate to me to make sure that the people are taken care of, and that's really what, we need to be doing in our country. And so, any kind of paraphernalia on like vote on this, like I would never bring, because then clients are like, oh, you're on that side or you're on this side,
Yeah.
And
it gets charged.
It gets a bit charged, you know. So there is this thing where it's like professionally, I have to protect my business. I don't want people, thinking they can just think whatever.
Yeah.
If they want to ask me, I would never lie. Of course, I would absolutely tell them. But I there is kind of that imposter syndrome, because I'll get many from one side that might think I feel that way, or another from this side that might think I feel this way, or whatever. So
absolutely, and that's
blonde hair, blue eyed. It gives it off, I guess.
And that's only understandable. Guys, I'm open. I'm sorry. One more thing. Okay, one more topic. So, holistic, right? Mm-hmm. So, I love that you're in the world of holistic nutrition, and I'm starting to notice, because the Western healthcare system is so like, it's like a bull in one direction and only does one thing. And
It's
doing,
rigid.
it's so rigid
Yeah.
that it's causing everybody to think the opposite direction, which is holistic.
Yes.
And
yes.
another industry that is starting to lean into this is therapy. So I'm also big on mental
yes.
health, right?
Yes.
And before having a more holistic approach to mental health, the model upon which therapy was based, and again, like I should have imposter syndrome talking about this, but I don't at all. I'm just going to
Good
say
for
it.
you.
But it's like this is deep therapy that I'm talking about, so it's
Yeah.
Leo's opinion. So the
Donnie Kruger affecting us.
yeah, 100. I'm that guy with no experience talking shit about therapy.
Oh my God, I love it. Let's do it.
So exciting. But
Here for it.
the previous model upon which therapy was based was there's an external event that happens and then there's an emotional response. And then we have to treat that emotional response. So my dog died, I have depression, let's give that person antidepressants.
Right.
This was
yes.
the non-holistic, the traditional Western approach to like cause, effect, and then treat that effect.
Yes.
And you had said that it's like it's not just that. Let's see what caused that. Let's go deeper. The therapy version of that is this new model in therapy called CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy, which says there's a third part that everyone's missing, which is a middleman. So there's an event that happens in the external environment. There's a meaning attached to that event, and based on that meaning, you create an emotional response. So, for example, my dog died doesn't automatically mean that I'm depressed. If I, in some way, understand that my dog's in a better place or now it's not suffering, I attached a good meaning to that event, and now I'm no longer depressed. I have oxytocin, or I'm feeling better about that experience. Right?
Yes.
So this new CBT gave a lot more people control over their psychological state because the model allows it allows you to intervene. So it gives you control over your emotions. So something just happened. Instead of giving someone antidepressants, let's talk about the meaning. Okay, your mother passed. What does that mean to you? Is it the end of the world? Are you not going to find someone else to share emotions with and care for? And by exploring the meaning that you gave to that thing, you change the response, the emotional response you have. And now we don't have to take antidepressants. And that's just one example. I'm not saying antidepressants are bad. Some people need them, but
Yeah, of
that's
course.
that's a more holistic approach.
It doesn't have to be all or the other.
It doesn't have to be this or that. But I love that we are expanding into a holistic
I
direction.
love that you brought that up. I do feel like our parents or baby boomers, they definitely come from an era of don't talk about it. You're not supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to be happy. A June Cleaver kind of era where you don't talk about your feelings very much. And our generation is definitely like, wow, we don't want to be like our parents were. Every generation is always trying to do that, but we are so much more vocal with our kids. Heck, we're trying to reason with 2-year-olds, which that's bullshit, by the way. But that doesn't work.
What did you say? We're trying to raise
We're trying to
Reason
reason.
reason. Oh,
You were thinking I said raisin, didn't you?
He's hungry. He's hungry. This guy.
It's not raisin.
Always thinking of food references.
No, I heard raising.
Did you say chocolate kids?
Yeah.
Chocolate covered 6-year-olds?
Chocolate covered 6-year-olds. Whoa, dark.
Why are you looking at me? He said it.
She goes dark chocolate covered.
Yeah, dark chocolate covered raisin.
Gosh. Yes, exactly. So we're in an era where we're almost talking too much. Like from a parent standpoint, we're almost talking too much to the kids, where we're trying to reason with them, and we're going too much the other direction. But I love what you're saying, because we need to give voice to that part in our brain of like, how are we feeling about this? What does this mean for us? Instead of just Xanax or Lexapro or whatever it is. So. Definitely there's a place, for antidepressants. I'm not knocking them, but, there's definitely a place for our feelings too.
100,000%. I love that. And I love that we went down the rabbit hole for real. I said that in the intro, but I wasn't expecting this rabbit hole. This was very, very exciting. Any last questions on your end?
No, I don't actually. No, I just love that you're here, and we went into. I got to know you more now, which is amazing. And just when I think that I topped how much I love you, I keep loving you more. So, and I hope everybody else sees that through this video and sees that you're not just a stickler for food and what you got to eat and blah blah. I hope they see a more light into you and who you are.
Thank you so much for that, Sergio. I so appreciate it.
Keep talking
Absolutely.
shit behind my back, though. It's all right. It's
You know I'm a shit talker, yo. Come on now. I'm a 90s kid who listened to Tupac.
Oh, yeah,
Of course.
exactly. Thug life in your belly.
And Sergio did share a vulnerable thing that happened with him and how you
Yes.
helped him with that. I want to say, personally, thank you so much. This guy is a big asset to my life, a big asset to my creative journey, a big asset to this podcast. And we're planning on taking this so far. So I need him to be in tip-top condition.
Amazing.
And I really appreciate you for facilitating that. That means so much to me.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I know this is a very. I am
love that.
so thankful for all of this. All this praise. I'm so awkward. I have to throw a joke in.
No,
there.
I love it. No,
I'm like, oh my gosh.
We'll take it as, but we are so thankful. And as much as he's thankful, I'm thankful because I need him.
Yeah.
And it's holistic again. Everything's connected. So
Everything's
your amazing nutritional services are helping my creative journey in my business through Sergio. So you're even helping me.
You have helped me today. I think what you divulged, like I said, it was extremely vulnerable. And that's a great way to also connect with people is to bare your soul a little bit, and connection is like my number one game in life is to be able to connect and know who people are. Cause I feel so often it's the, hi, how are you? Good. How are you? Conversations that we're having. And I want to do away with that. It's not that we have to lead with, well, not so good. I kind of had some thoughts, but I want to commend you and, feeling thank you for feeling safe with me and telling me that. But, I am always here for you, Sergio. I love you so much. I love having you as a client. You're a phenomenal client. You are determined, you're motivated, and you're human above all. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're never on track 100%, and neither am I. We're always writing it. We're writing it together, but we know how to get back on track and not totally, get off the ride completely. So
yeah, and for that, that's why even like offering your guys' headshots and stuff like that, I'm always just trying to give back too, because again, like it was such a like down moment in my life, and I always tell people, dude, like don't put your feelings inside it. Just be vocal, because you never know who can help you in your journey. And now I'm so glad that I found you, because I spent so much money trying to find the fix, and it wasn't until I got you and the group that helped me get better that I was like, all right, cool, now what's my purpose on this? And I feel it is to be able to shine a light on you guys, and as much as we shine the light here, to be able to save people all that money and headache and journey, and just go straight to what can actually help them. So yeah, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yes, it's Kristi Acuña Holistic Nutrition Center, 1451 Quail Street, Newport Beach, California.
Yes, guys, this is not just we're not going to be shameless about our plugs here.
Right?
No.
Yeah, plug me up.
Yeah.
you met her in person. You saw this legendary nutritionist. You saw how holistic and funny and exciting and non-judgmental she is. I know for a fact that if the majority of these people are my friend group, you guys are all overweight, guys. I'm gonna be honest, especially I'm not gonna name names.
That's great.
Please don't.
John,
come on,
But
man.
yeah,
Calling them out.
yeah, guys, this is I definitely recommend her, not just because of Sergio, but actually seeing her first person and learning about her experience. Seek nutrition. You don't know everything about it. You don't, just because you lost weight for a wedding and you were able to do it in 2 weeks, or you're drinking this tea that makes you poop everything out, doesn't mean you've found the fix to nutrition. There's actually long-term ways to fix your health and to stay at a balanced weight and be fulfilled and not have to starve yourself. And there's even more than that you will get with Kristi.
So much more. I did want to comment, one thing on when you said it takes a very long time. Sometimes it does take a very long time, and sometimes it doesn't. It really is dependent on every individual.
Exactly.
And that is so true. And in the scheme of things, how long did it take you to really get where you're like grounded, 2 feet on the ground again, feeling confident?
Probably 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
That's not that's counting all the Western stuff that I did.
Right. That's the beginning of your journney.
Exactly. That's
How
counting
long do
all
you
that.
think in seeing me?
Probably a year.
I was gonna say about a year.
Yeah, right about a year.
Yeah.
I was telling Kristi that when I met you for the first time, that was the beginning of me feeling comfortable enough to hang out. Instead of the old me would have just picked up the hat from JoJo and just gone home. That's it. But it was the beginning of me feeling better, and that's when I continued the journey with Kristi, and I started to feel like I can be normal again.
I can tell that Leo is definitely some therapeutic for you, for sure.
Thank you so
because
much.
you do create that space to allow people to be who they are.
Thank
and
you.
I think some of him probably felt a little bit shut down or shut in. And and you allow some of that freak flag to just kind of come out, and I think that's part of the healing journey. It's not just taking nutrition and herbs. This is a physical, emotional, spiritual journey, and laughing, just so you know, improves your immune system. Every time you're laughing, you are absolutely lifting up your immune function, and half your immune system's in your gut.
Wow.
So keep laughing and you create space for that. He wants to go biking, and you provided the energy and attitude of, hell yeah, let's do this. And I think that's definitely a part of his healing. So.
I think
you so
that's
much.
why I'm always checking up
awesome,
on
Leo.
Leo as well. I'm always like constantly like, how
Yeah,
you
like,
doing?
what's
Are
he
you
doing?
good?
Yeah.
Like even before coming away, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to Black Markets, like a really good like healthy food thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I reached out,
out.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go get you this and that, blah, blah. Like I'm always making sure he's fine, because if he's good, I know when we're together, we're like,
Yes, then
Yeah.
you're good.
Thank you,
yeah,
thank
exactly.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're a
Goes both ways, yeah.
We're a power couple.
You are a power couple. We got to get a Brangelina name for the both of you.
boy.
Leo, Sergio,
You gotta think
Lergio.
about it.
Lurgio,
Lurgio.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's an autoimmune condition where
Oh my god.
Kristi, we can literally like keep this going for another 6
I
hours.
know,
Kristi's
I
amazing.
know, I
I'm so
know.
happy she was here.
Thank you both so much. This has been fantastic for me. This has been very therapeutic for me. I am normally on
You're welcome.
podcasts. Thank you, Sergio. This has been very therapeutic. This has been great. Thank you for, letting me talk about one of my passions, which is nutrition, which is awesome, and connecting with you both. The energy in here is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Love
so
it.
much. And regarding plugs, right?
Yes.
We're also working on this podcast, and we want to grow it. So
Yes.
if you have recommendations for people, anyone who's charismatic, entrepreneurial, fun, passionate, has a story, we are ready to get them on the podcast. We want to grow fast. If you have an event coming where it's like a bunch of different health people, we'll do a pop-up podcast. Like we really want to get in there and just get people on the podcast, because we're taking this to very, very high levels. So
Okay.
anything that comes to your mind that would allow us to offer something,
Okay.
we would love to take it.
Sounds like you're describing me. Are you trying to get me to do a podcast?
1,000%. Yes. 100,000%.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here, Kristi.
Thank you so much, both.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.